So can nothing phone replace OnePlus here in the US and in the Western markets? Well, my answer is no, not really, but it is a fun topic to discuss, so let's talk about it. So of course, you've most likely seen the news that OnePlus is stopping their operations in the Western markets, which is pretty sad to see. Of course, I'm not an expert at all, but here's just my uneducated opinion. So I was a OnePlus loyalist since day one. The OnePlus One and the OnePlus 7 Pro are my favorite phones of all time till this day. They had great hardware minus the cameras for a great price, and most importantly for me, an incredibly clean operating system. And I believe that was the three pillars that created one of the most loyal fan bases in smartphone history. So when Oxygen OS turned into Color OS, I ditched OnePlus and went back to Pixel phones. I know that there's a ton of people that love the new Oxygen OS and the Color OS, but this is just my personal opinion, and I really preferred the older versions of Oxygen OS. But I do understand that that was a decision that they needed or wanted to make so that they can continue to grow the company and importantly to make more profits by lowering the software development cost. That video from 9 years ago by Tech Alter, which you most likely already seen, about why enthusiast brands will eventually betray you, is aging like fine wine right now. It basically explained that enthusiast fan bases is not enough to make your smartphone company a success. So OnePlus had created the OnePlus Nord line of smartphones and also partnered with carriers here in the US, putting the OnePlus phones in those carrier stores so that normal users will be able to see and buy OnePlus phones in the carrier stores. And they did raise the advertisement budget. And of course, they also morphed the beloved Oxygen OS into Color OS. And those were the three noticeable decisions that OnePlus made to try to turn their enthusiast brand into a generic smartphone brand to improve their cash flow. But sadly, it looks like that didn't work as much as they needed it to work, which is sad to see in my opinion, because I want to see all brands succeed, even though I'm not personally attracted to that brand, because the more options and competition we have out there, the better the tech and innovations will be in smartphones. And I do really believe that around 2021, OnePlus really decided to switch their strategy and tried to replace LG. I do understand that OnePlus needed to create the Nord brand to help their growth, but I think for their flagship phones, they deviated too far away from their bread and butter and those three pillars that I talked about earlier, which was their foundation. So I say, yeah, it was good to experiment with the OnePlus Nord line of phones, but I say that they should have kept at least one phone with the OG Oxygen OS, with the incredible specs, with that incredible price, only because that's what helped them to succeed. And I understand that that may have been impossible, right? But this is just something that I personally wish happened, because if so, I would have been daily driving a OnePlus phone to this day. Actually, this channel will be a OnePlus channel and not a nothing phone channel. So with the divergence of OnePlus in the Western markets, it's leaving a small empty space in the market share for smartphones that can be filled up and possibly filled up by Nothing. And fun fact, Nothing already sells their phones here in the US through Amazon and also through Best Buy. And in Best Buy specifically, maybe those OnePlus phones can now be filled up by Nothing phones. So I already quoted that I don't believe Nothing can replace OnePlus, but that's only because one reason, their specs. Again, the three pillars that I believe made OnePlus great was their specs, their OS, and their price. But of course, OnePlus can have those amazing specs because they are a subsidiary of Oppo with BBK, and Nothing is backed by no big corporation. They're just muscling through it, and they're doing a great job, by the way. So I don't believe that Nothing will be able to offer those great specs that OnePlus did, or at least they won't be able to do that anytime soon, especially with the AI economy that we're going through right now. But what Nothing does offer is a great OS, refreshing designed hardware, and good prices. And those three pillars have garnished a similar fan base, just like the OnePlus One did in the beginning, a niche, nerdy, loyal foundation. And shout out to Carl Pei for doing it again. That price pillar is a little bit iffy only because the Nothing Phone 3 launched at $900 base price with a Snapdragon 8S Gen 4 chip, which is overpriced, but a lot of the other Nothing phones are priced pretty well. The Nothing Phone 4a Pro launched over here for $500, and in my book, that's an incredible phone at the right price, and hopefully they can continue that. So in the Altered Tech video, he went over the technology adoption life cycle. So Nothing is still right here, and the huge question is, how are they going to get to the middle of this bell curve? curve? And more importantly, are they going to screw over their core fan base trying to get to the middle of that bell curve? And I don't have a real answer on how they're going to get there, and I hate to say that out loud, especially because I'm making this video, because that's just me being kind of useless. But I do have some advice on how they can continue their growth without having the top specs, and that's going to be doubling down on their great software that they already have. Nothing has incredible software, but One UI and Color OS, which I've bashed in this video, has made some incredible strides over the past 2 years. One UI does lack character in my opinion, but it's good because of the amazing customizations and good luck. And I believe that Nothing OS needs to look into those extremely useful customizations from Good Luck and implement some of them into Nothing OS. And that's not changing the core look and feel of Nothing OS, it's just adding those necessary customizations, which their nerdy audience like me would thoroughly enjoy. And then with Color OS, they've added some amazing animations and the introduction to parallel processing, and these things would also be great on Nothing OS as well. And I've seen that Nothing OS fans have looked at the other side, and we are pretty jealous of some of those features that we don't have. Now, this alone will not necessarily get Nothing to the middle of that bell curve, but it will help with the momentum and growth that they already have. So yeah, I don't think that Nothing can directly replace OnePlus, only because they're not backed by Oppo or a huge company like BBK, but I can't lie, it is still possible because they have built a niche, nerdy, loyal fan base that will be the foundation to support the business and growth decisions that the company decides to make in the future. And that foundation is extremely important. But that's just my opinion. Let me know how you feel about the topic down in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys next time.